This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program. This is All India Radio. Welcome tomorrow. All India Radio, in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar, presents the science serial Welcome Tomorrow, based on myriad facets of artificial intelligence. Time now to listen to the 50th episode entitled The 37th Move.
Oh, come on, Dadaji. You're still stuck in 1972.
No, Ashu Bhaiya. Dadaji cannot be stuck in 1972. He was born that year. He's actually stuck in 1992.
Yeah, he was 20 then.
Dadaji, your blood glucose level is falling, so your liver has been made to release stored glucose.
Thank you, IRP1. But who has changed its voice mode? It used to speak in a natural human voice, but now has a robotic tone?
I did, Dadaji. I had been longing to hear its robotic voice for a while now.
What a lot of difference between the years 2021 and 2042.
What?
Then the emphasis was on making the robots more akin to humans, that even its voice should be human. And now, after slightly more than 2 decades, one wishes to hear its robotic voice. By the way, Ashu and Shivansh, you are now 20 and 17 respectively, and I will be 70 this October.
Yes, Dadaji.
I wonder, can you even imagine what it was like in those days?
Oh, Dadaji, you were a renowned news person, and even today you are a member of Supreme Committee, and you ask such a question. We have audio and video recordings. We have the choice of viewing directly on the lens of our eyes or to close them and beam the film directly to our brains. We just have to think it, and the nanobots in our brains execute the command in a jiffy.
Oh, Shivansh, you remember?
What?
When the idea of implanting nanobots, what was the term Dadaji used at that time? Sewing.
Yes.
Yes, that was the term. Dadaji was in the committee that decided the rules for sewing the chips. And look, from chips, we have come to nanobots.
Yes, Ashu beta. It is all thanks to the 37th move.
What? 37th move? What do you mean? You've never mentioned this before. Anyway, I think it is you who should tell us what it was like 20 years ago in contrast to today, when everything is done by robots, even paying attention.
I was chatting with Granny via the nanobots yesterday. I found out that she had expressed the desire to meet after death, which she thought would never be possible ever. However, today we can use AI to activate nanobots to access special centers of the brain to reactive old memories and virtually revive people. Dadaji, did Granny not know this at that time?
Ashu, actually in 2030 or so, a private organization did launch such nanobots on a commercial scale. It could assess our memories and bring these to the fore. It could create images based on those memories, that too in mobile mode. Do you know? Some people mistook these moving images to be ghosts.
Ghosts?
Yes. And look, today the entire education system is governed by the nanobots, which instill all the learnings into our brains as we sleep. The nanobots also erase this learning when the need for it ends.
Yes. Piyush's uncle erased all memories of his accident, didn't he? But if you ask me, I want to live with all my memories. Tell me, do you think technology has failed to deliver in any area? If so, what?
Now, this is an excellent question. To tell you the truth, we have not been able to wipe out crime. Its nature and techniques used have changed. Similarly, the standard of living has been bettered, but social inequality remains. There is no starvation, but the fight against illness and disease continues. Pollution has been defeated, but unsustainable population growth has led to the search for habitations outside the planet.
Okay.
Space tourism is in its early stage and it exorbitantly expensive now.
Yes.
But yes, we have seen a revolution in the fields of education and employment. Unfortunately, dear, technology is so all-encompassing that it has become difficult to distinguish between the truly learned or wise and not so learned.
Dadaji, can we ever have a perfect world?
Perfect? Everything is perfect, isn't it? What do you mean by perfect? Tell me that.
Perfect. As when there is no crime, no illness, no one is unhappy.
No, Shivansh, that isn't the definition of perfect. The universe has both matter and antimatter. So it follows that there will always be villains to accompany the heroes. What do you say, Dadaji?
Yes, Ashu. Yes, Ashu. We have never been able to define perfection. Take your father, Sunil, for example. He helped to frame many laws governing AI, yet he is now embroiled in debates involving these self-made AI rules and regulations.
Yes, I was watching it live on iLens. Is it true that AI has murdered a human being? Is it possible for AI to make mistakes like us, like humans?
The central issue between the coexistence of humans and machines has raised its head again. It is difficult to find a simple answer.
Okay.
All will be revealed when the probe gets over. However, I must admit, till now, AI has made no mistake. It carries out its tasks based on the data made available to it.
Okay.
Self-improvement based on data is also at a satisfactory level. AI harming a human being is beyond imagination.
Yet it has happened.
Yes, Dadaji, Papa is on your side of the argument, but the verdict will be announced by AI and there can be no mistakes.
Anyway, the 37th move had established that AI is more creative, more intelligent than humans. That 37th move? We were talking about AI and mistakes. Chatbots do not let the bereaved people miss the departed ones. They bring solace and accordance to people's understanding and mentality. I cannot say the chatbots have made any mistakes. And in any case, AI has the power to self-correct, learn and evolve. And this is why AI is not a collection of mistakes as humans often are.
Dadaji, either clarify the story behind the 37th move or refrain from mentioning it time and again.
Okay, Shivansh beta. We will postpone the story of 37th move till later.
Okay.
Now look, AI is created with some special purpose in mind. Now to come to the crux of what we were discussing.
We were talking about the fact that a human was shot dead in the jungles of Thar by a microbot. Of course, I admit that human entry into the areas is prohibited for the next decade because biodiversity is still developing in the area. Still, you cannot condone shooting a person for entering a prohibited zone.
You do know, don't you, that the Thar jungle was earlier the Thar desert?
Of course I do, Dadaji. These days we can change the climate conditions of any territory using nanorobots. We are doing the same on Mars. Nanorobots are terraforming Mars.
Correct. I had written an article on this.
Oh, at that point of time, you must have had to do the writing yourself. How difficult that must have been. And look, all we have to do now is think it, and it is printed.
Rightly observed, Shivansh. There are many technologies that are focused on this viewpoint.
Look, I have received all information regarding this via nanobots. The fact is that the person had killed a rare variety of frog and stashed it in his pack. He was poised to kill another when the microbot attacked him.
Wait. This leads us to two questions. First, why was he not attacked when he killed the first frog? And the second is whether it was necessary to kill the person.
Look, Ashu, at the amazing features of virtual court and the fact that everyone has access, so everyone can join in the discussion.
Oh, that's great.
Now, your questions are valid. It is true that if it was correct to shoot the person when he killed the second frog, why wasn't he shot when he killed the first one?
Let me tell you, I just got an update in my iLens. The microbot issued a warning first, but shot the man when the warning was not heeded.
Correct, Shivans. Look at the amazing powers of nanobots that are feeding you all information updated in real time. Earlier, we had to watch the events live or do a Google search later.
Yes.
Anyway, I think the microbot was not at fault. It showed respect for human life, but took action when the life of another species was taken.
Yes, Dadaji. However, in any case, it is human who created AI, and the welfare of humans is on the top of the agenda for AI. So the action of the microbot may be somewhat disturbing, Dadaji. I'm sorry.
Look, Ashu. It was the responsibility of that microbot to protect the biodiversity in that jungle, and that it is what it did. Remember, if the law is not enforced strictly, the human beings will deplete the earth of all its resources like humans had been doing till 15 years ago.
Dadaji, AI is capable of beaming clear shots, even of what we or our cameras cannot visualize. So who are these people who are able to dodge the system and appear to be hell-bent on destroying everything?
Shivansh, such people have always been around. They will always be around irrespective of what we do. They always have a problem with everything, be it technology or cultural norms. Didn't your nanobots tell you this, huh?
They told me, but I was not interested. The question is, there are so many artificial intelligence enabled technologies that can mold human thinking in a positive direction. So why did these not work on such people?
It will, Shivansh, it will. These technologies will succeed in time. Look, all this has been deployed for just about 2 decades. The technologies have not reached everyone. Not all have nanobots attached to our brains the way you and I have. Nor do they have nanobots in their bloodstream to keep them safe from illness, and the way my nanobots do.
Okay.
My nanobots do not allow wrinkles to form. Look, I do not wish to be immortal, but I must thank technology for a healthy life. And when we return from a journey, do we not find that the locked doors are welcoming us in an unlocked mode?
Oh, Dadaji, that is because we have a chip inserted in the right palm that can unlock and lock in the world. Once the owner permits us, we can unlock any lock easily enough, like we did just now on returning home.
Yes. Now it is the power of technology, isn't it? That though I am about 300 kilometers from home and in a flying taxi, the 3D holograms of ours are not allowing us to experience the physical distance between us. Brother Ashu, you are about 700 kilometers away from home, but you will reach home in 15 minutes thanks to the underground Hyperloop.
That is true. Imagine AI transformed the room next door into a court, and Sunil is there officiating in the microbot case. He will be joining us in 10 minutes too. Then we will sit down to enjoy a tasty meal together. I've even ordered the food to be printed.
You have placed your order to print the food in the hide mode, huh? That is why we did not see it. I'm hungry too, and my chatbot has sent the message I'll be reaching shortly.
Oh, please, Ashu. Ashu, we have left incomplete the discussion of those people who are bent upon ruining all these systems.
Shivansh, do not fret.
Dadaji.
In a few years, everyone will be connected to AI, and all this negativity will end. Everyone will be connected to a better life.
Thanks.
Technology will not stop. The 37th move made everything clear.
The 37th move again?
Huh?
And I cannot find any data related to it. Come on, spill the beans about this, Dadaji. Come on.
Okay, reach home fast.
Dadaji.
And I will disclose everything at the dining table. Looks like Sunil is through. So reach home quickly, dear. Come on now.
And come on, let's go. I'm really hungry.
Sunil, looks like Ashu and Shivansh air taxis here.
Yes, Papaji. They have taken the air taxi from the station.
Here they are.
Namaste, Dadaji.
Hello, Papa.
Namaste. Food is ready. Just waiting to be served at the table.
Wow.
Come in. So how was the project tour?
I'm ravenous. And if there is any delay in eating, my nanobots will get my liver to release glucose.
The meal has been served. Veg chicken, cucumber salad enriched with the goodness of tomatoes. Wheat flour roti and the parathas enriched with properties of ragi millets, protein-rich potatoes and buttery dal without butter. Dadaji, you got all this printed? Wow!
Yes, Shivansh. Food is printed using 3D printers, unlike being cooked in kitchens or being ordered from the markets. Now, all you need to do is let the AI amalgamate all the required flavors and print the food.
Rightly said, Papaji. We do still have some restaurants, but the rate of 3D food printing is outpacing the rate of development of almost all other technologies. Now, if you order veg chicken, it manipulates the flavors of lentils, vegetables and spices in such a manner that it becomes indistinguishable from real chicken.
Rightly said, Dad. Gene recombination has got rid of malnutrition. Like, for example, just eat cucumber salad and you get the nutrition from tomato as well. The protein content of potato has been enhanced by adding Amarnath genes. Apart from this, protein from other sources have also been added to potato. So much so that high protein potatoes are available for athletes.
Yes, yet once upon a time, such genetically modified crops were not popular. There were great resistance against these. Anyway, it is true that a lot of study has been done on the health and ecological aspects of these crops. All because of AI.
Okay. Papa, what is the update on the case where the microbot shot a human being in the jungle?
I have sent the details. Basically, it was corrupted by a virus that delayed its actions. However, the most important fact is that the microbot extracted all the data from the person's eyes, and that is why it took the decision to shoot.
Dad, who was this person?
He was a member of a vast terrorist organization.
Okay.
His plan was to isolate the gene for the most powerful toxin and insert it into a bacteria to use as an agent of global bioterrorism.
Oh God.
The command to the microbot was issued by our defense technology. The human rights activists wanted to make an issue of it, to recruit human security agents instead of microbots. But the court rejected their appeal.
Really? So the microbot was acquitted? Exonerated without a stain on character?
Acquitted. How did you learn this term?
Oh, Actually, I learned this from an old movie Dadaji and I watched. In the end, either the hero or his father was acquitted without a stain on his character.
The food was great. Thank you, Dadaji.
Yes.
Yeah, and the best part is that there is no need to wash the soiled utensils. These are recycled and entered into the 3D printer to emerge as new ones.
Dadaji, what's new? This is what happens in every household.
You cannot imagine what hardship it was when the person who did the dishes left.
On this note, Dadaji, tell us
Tell you what?
about the 37th move. Tell us.
The 37th move. Oh, that AlphaGo move. Papa.
Oh, so you remember?
Yes, of course I do. You had written that the 37th move established the ascendancy of machines over humans. This was the first time that it was demonstrated that machines did not simply obey commands but had the capability to think for themselves.
What happened?
And when did it happen?
Yeah.
Well, this was the most difficult game in the world. It was named Go. The match took place between a computer program called AlphaGo and the 18 times world champion Lee Sedol.
Oh, the board game Go. It is difficult game that calls for enormous strategizing and creativity, huh?
Yes. The same game. This 5-match game was played by AlphaGo and champion Lee Sedol during 9th and 15th March 2016.
And the computer won, didn't it?
Yes, Shivans, yes. The computer program won. However, much before this event, in 1997, there was a chess game played between a computer program called Deep Blue and Garry Kasparov. And that game was won by the computer program too, although the prowess of machine learning had not been quite established. However, it is important to realize how AlphaGo won.
Dadaji, how did it win?
Let me tell you about the game. There were 5 matches that were to be played between AlphaGo and Lee Sedol. AlphaGo won the first match. It was that AlphaGo did in the second match that announced loud and clear that the age of AI had indeed arrived, and that machines were better than human beings, no less.
What happened exactly?
Look, Ashu, Lee Sedol had conceded that he had lost 4 games. However, it was the second match that was amazing. In the 37th move of second match, AlphaGo made a move no one had ever made, not even thought of making in the thousands of years of the game's history. This spectacular 37th move established that computers were no longer just responding to commands but had learned to think on basis of data available.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
And that in some instances these had learned to take risks as well. AI was no longer simply logical, it was actually creative too.
Yes, Papaji. I recall I was in class 9th or 10th when you told me about this event and had said that this was the day when humans placed the reins of future in the hands of AI. They say that this 37th move is so unusual that perhaps it would be made just once in 10,000 years.
But human beings are still in control, aren't they?
Shivansh, come on. It is not likely that a win or loss in game snatches away human intellectual capacity. Human beings will remain the rulers of Earth and soon that of other planets too, okay?
Look, Papaji, this is the AI generation, full of self-confidence. In our childhood, we had mastered the use of computers. Kids know coding the way earlier generations learnt ABC.
You are correct, Sunil. Ashu, human beings still dominate, and the reason was made clear at that match in 2016.
Now, what was that? Lee Sedol lost. So what happened next? that the power of human intellect is still admired today? What?
Papaji, you never mentioned anything about this. What happened?
It was move 78.
Excuse me? Another move? The 78th move? And whose move was this?
What happened was that by the time Lee Sedol had conceded 3 consecutive matches, the entire question of human intellectual prowess was at stake. Not to mention Lee's personal pride. Of course, the computer program AlphaGo had no inkling of such emotions. However, human beings have ego, self-respect, and so. By his 78th move of the 4th match, Lee managed to reestablish human self-confidence, self-respect, intelligence, and creativity.
That's great.
Do you know what experts said about this move?
A 1 in 10,000 move, right?
Right. Oh my, Ashu! Absolutely correct! How did you guess?
Dadaji, human beings are sensitive, emotional, but they are intelligent too and have brains that cannot be countered, and not even by all the AI in the universe.
Well said, Ashu. Well said. Both the moves were master strokes. Neither was less than the other in any way. Yet you were right when you pointed out that human beings are emotional creatures. It rarely focuses on only one task. It is always multitasking.
Right, Dadaji. Just like I have so many things in my mind now.
Like what?
That although my tummy is full and according to the nanobots, I have consumed adequate calories. Yet
What, Shivansh?
well, I mean, Dadaji, may I have potato and cauliflower fritters and paneer fritters with tea?
Of course. Why not? Please go ahead. Why should we sacrifice these desires for AI? I will order for everyone. Is that correct?
But Papaji, wait. Your blood sugar levels?
Oh, Sunil. Why must we worry about everything? Let the AI take care of these worries. Today, I will have sweet tea and fritters.
Wow.
Well, why else have I inserted all those bots in my body? Let me see how AI responds to my 78th move.
Very clever, Dadaji.
Welcome tomorrow. You were listening to the 50th episode of the Science Serial produced by All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar. The title of the episode was The 37th Move. This episode was scripted by Dr. Anurag Sharma. The English translation was by Sukanya Datta. Concept and coordination, Dr. Nakul Parashar and Dr. Birendra Kumar Tyagi. The episode was directed by Pankajpati Pathak. Assistance in production by Mehvish. And the participants were Dr. Jaideep Singh, Niloy Roy, Nikhil Diwan, Nitin Bhasin. Do stay tuned. Here are 2 questions for you. The lucky listener will get an attractive prize from Vigyan Prasar. The first question is, what is your vision of a complete AI-based society? And the second question is, what disadvantages of AI do you foresee in the future? Friends, you can send in your answers by simple post to this address. The address goes like this: Science Serial, Welcome Tomorrow, Vigyan Prasar, A50, Institutional Area, Sector 62, Noida, 201309. You can also write to us on our email ID, radio@vigyanprasar.gov.in. So, do write your full name and address along with the answers. And yes, if you send us any question which gets included in our program, you will get a prize from Vigyan Prasar for that too. So do not hesitate to write to us, even if it is a simple query. We will be back again with our next program of the Science Serial. Welcome tomorrow, same day, same time next week. Till then, goodbye. This broadcast came to you from All India Radio, Delhi.